Hey, I thought I'd do a quick overview for Jets and Guns 2. I was given the review key by the developer. Now, it's taken me a while to get the hang of this game. I've just been busy with other stuff as well, but it has a really steep learning curve, and the difficulty spikes are pretty extreme. Like, the first run feels like very unwelcoming, and then the second run has been a little bit easier. Obviously, there's not really a whole lot of information about the meta and stuff like that, so I don't know if I'm building my ship properly. I did not play the first game. I heard that it was a good game. It's something that I just never got around to. However, I do have experience with kind of grindy, RPG-heavy shmups like Tyrion and stuff like that. I played that game a lot as a kid, so this is pretty much right up my alley. It kind of feels like the same kind of game, just obviously updated. Tyrion was like 23 years ago, and this game is a horizontal shooter instead of vertical. So the shop system is actually pretty in-depth. There's a lot of weapons you can buy here. There are more that get unlocked later on as you progress through the game. So right now, I've kind of got a little bit of a glass cannon build going on. You can see I have a little preview here. This is what my ship looks like. I've got kind of orbitals to protect me. And I've got a bunch of frontal fire, and then the back cannon is still pretty crappy at the moment. I've got this kind of key blast type move that does a pretty significant amount of damage, but it also costs antimatter, so you need to make sure that you have enough meter to do that. And I have bombs and missiles as well. And then on this, I have a heat sink to keep the heating down. And then this actually makes it so that you can destroy missiles, which is actually a really good thing in this game, because the missiles are like really really unforgiving. Like, they'll hit you really fast and you can't really do a whole lot about it, so I think this is a must-have for now. And then I have some HP up, which I may take off for more offensive abilities later on. So there's a couple things here I don't have. There's a homing one, there's one that increases the damage. That's probably something I'll go for next. This one generates antimatter over time, so I assume if you get a better one, maybe you can, use your supers more often. So what's interesting about this game, I think one of the things that makes it kind of unforgiving is the fact that you can't like really grind for money. You can go back and you can kind of try to accumulate a better score, and you'll get the difference. Like, say your score on the first run is 35,000, and then on the next run you improve it, you hit more enemies and you get more bonuses, and you get 40,000. You will only get 5,000 extra money. So it does feel a little bit frustrating, especially at the beginning, when you can't really do much about the missiles and things like that. It takes a really long time, maybe like through the second level or so, before you actually start to get a build going and things get a little bit easier. Now, there's also a difficulty system in this game, so right now there's only 4 levels. Later on there's supposed to be a lot more. I think they said that they're aiming for like 12 or 13 or something. So when you finish the 4th level, it will basically let you go back and you can try to get better scores and try to get a little bit more of that extra difference to upgrade your ship, or that you can just go to the next difficulty. But you basically can't grind forever, which is kind of interesting. I've been playing a lot of Skyforce Reloaded on and off over the past few weeks, and that game you pretty much can grind forever, and you're actually expected to do that. Here you pretty much need to just get the best score possible. Now, there's a chance I will die here, since this game is pretty difficult. I'm actually on the 2nd difficulty right now. The checkpoint system is actually pretty forgiving. There's at least 2 per map, so you actually get quite a bit of leeway there to die and not have to go back so far. Presentation is great. I like the slow-mo explosions and stuff. The assets are pretty good too. I think they've mentioned wanting to kind of relax the difficulty curve a little bit. Also, the ship hitbox seems to be really big, so that's part of the, the reason why it can be difficult. If you're used to like a cave shmup hitbox, you're going to be in for a rude awakening with this game, because I think it's pretty much the whole ship. Alright, there we go. Still a deathless run. So I beat my score by 2,462, so that's the only money I'll actually make. Which I think is kind of odd. I mean, it's nice how, you know, they kind of want to incentivize, like, just playing better and not grinding forever. But I think ideally they may want to add a mode where you can just grind and continually get profit. Maybe have it, like, depreciate to a certain point where you will have to eventually go past that level you're on and kind of go to the next one to make some progress that way. But it does make you think about what you want to purchase. You can't just go grind for an hour and get something better. Ideally, the best thing you can do is get a near perfect score and try to maximize your profits. It feels pretty punishing so far. I think that maybe they could make it a little easier. Certain things like the level 3 boss, they feel like extremely difficult, and especially when you don't have much of anything. However, more gear unlocks as you progress through the difficulties. I think it's pretty fun so far. I mean, with only 4 levels, even if you die a bunch of times, and like I said on the first loop, a lot of the bosses are pretty difficult, you can still pretty much see all the content in an hour. So it's up to you if you want to buy this now and kind of grind out a really good ship, or if you want to kind of wait until they have more content. Obviously, it's the holiday season right now, so there's probably not a whole lot of work going to be done on it for the next few weeks, but I think it's pretty fun so far. I definitely would have paid for this full price if I had seen more gameplay, but unfortunately there wasn't really anybody specializing in shmups that I know of that has been featuring this. So I'm glad it was kind of a blind key request. I've enjoyed it so far. I'll definitely be updating as it progresses further. Thanks for watching. Peace.